Hi, Chris Kirk. I just actually got my uh, MacBook Pro today, so I'm trying to utilize some of the new features that I've got available to me. This is my video. The first question was what I learned beforehand, or what I didn't know, and what I can expand upon now that I've taken this course. Um, First and foremost was uh, the expectations of the industry. What was really going to be asked on us to drop things, at the touch of a button, was to immediately change our expectations on what was going to be asked of us. Um, Going from two classes that were almost identical and what we're going to have to do, what we're going to have to turn in, win, and how much things are worth, it kind of threw us a curveball. And I myself was one of these people, but I didn't really adapt to that very well. I didn't expect it, so I'd rather that happen at an earlier stage, like the third course, rather than like the 17th course. That's even a thing. So I learned what the expectations were going to be at an early start, which I think is very beneficial to anybody who's going to be professional, anybody who's going to take this very seriously and go long term with it. Um, the next question was if this class confirmed our degree, if we were even interested in continuing this. Yeah, I think that kind of goes along with what I said for the first question. I would rather you shove me out and shove all of this on me so that I'm able to grasp how hard it's going to be. Because if I can't handle it at an early stage, kind of like a boot camp. I'm not saying this is nearly as hard. My dad's a drill sergeant, so I know that that's not true. But uh, it definitely shows you this is going to be harder than you think it is. This is not some offhanded degree that people slip into. This is a full-time job that you've got to work around with your other jobs and kids and life and everything else that goes on. Um, so kind of by uh, with that mentality of going through a boot camp, you really choose whether or not this is for you. And I think by coming out on top, or at least still wanting to continue the degree, it affirms what you want to do. It tells you what your path is going to be, whether or not this is for you or not. Next was my favorite assignment. I really liked the way that the video assignment was set up, because you not only had videos that you were supposed to watch, that had been kind of pre-selected, but you also got to pick a video, a random video, which I thought the creativity idea of being able to do the assignment the way you wanted to was really interesting. I picked videos that were long and boring, and then I found short videos that were fun and kind of ended up writing something about the middle of them. But the videos I watched were very informative. They kind of showed a little more into my degree, which is game design, as to what to really expect. And I don't know if I would have gotten on and really sat down to watch those things, those videos, if it wasn't part of an assignment. Like I said, with this school and with my job and everything else that goes on in my life, I don't really, you know, bomb Facebook anymore or get on YouTube and get sucked in for hours anymore like I used to. So it was nice to kind of be told to do that. Go watch some Facebook videos, some YouTube videos, whatever. I keep saying Facebook. Okay, so change I would make or something I would add. Um, I had this idea when I noticed that the discussions were taken offhandedly. Um, I think it would be an interesting idea, and not just for this class, but almost every class that had any sort of networking aspect to them, like this one kind of based itself around, but so primarily this one. Um, Email every student a code or a phrase every week or something to that effect, and when you have discussions, make them network. See how many codes they can get out of people. Tell people conversations that they're supposed to have with people before they're allowed to give up that code. And don't get me wrong, you can say, hey man, what's your code? And he says, it's, Candy Bear. And he's like, okay, great. So he gets, points for the assignment. But some people will take it seriously. Some people will say, well, we haven't talked about the topic that I'm supposed to go over before this. So just as an interesting kind of way to pull out the social side of non-social people, there's always going to be loopholes in any system, but I think that would be an interesting way to kind of force people into not just networking, but to branching out and getting out of the comfort zone. I thought that would be an interesting addition to the whole class as a whole. Last but not least, not useful or would remove. This is a little contradictory to what I said a second ago, so bear with me. But I don't think that switching up the scheduling of the classes to 2 days, 4 days beforehand for the turn-ins. So we go from we're new to the school. We go through 2 months. Some people are struggling through that, but they managed to get good grades anyway. I didn't have too big of a hassle with it, but I know some people who did. So I started planning my life and my budget and my work schedule around when I'm going to do homework, when I'm going to do all these things, which is what the advisors tell you to do before you start, your first weeks of class. And then you get this break, and it's like, oh, you get a week off. It's your summer break, and you come back and you're expecting, okay, well, what's the class here? And I'm thinking, okay, so I've got all weekend, so just like I normally would, and I'm already late. It's Friday night. It's like 10:30, and I'm like, cool. I'll check out this, and I'll do it. I'll spend all day Saturday doing my assignment. And I'm like, oh, you have an F. Oh, that's a 0. Great. Luckily, I was able to get a small exception, but maximum points and percentage-wise, there's really no coming back from a low grade when you only have like 4 grades, or percentage-wise 4 weeks worth of school, classes, assignments. I don't know that I would put so much emphasis on maybe that first week coming back. Maybe have that one be normal, like what the kids are used to. We're not kids anymore. But give them that first week to say, okay, we know that you guys didn't expect this. Some of you are used to on here on certain days, but it almost feels like you're tricking us into not looking at it. If you're going to do it that way, then do it from week 1. Say, let us know you're going to have assignments that are due on different days, in your different classes. I had no idea. I thought for some reason all my other classes would be just like the first couple. So again, what I said earlier, I can appreciate the idea that there's a change. I don't appreciate the idea that it was talked about like, well, the industry is going to have, your boss is going to say you need to do this by midnight. And that's fine. Don't get me wrong. I understand deadlines that change or move or are unexpected and pop out of nowhere, but your boss would still confront you about it. I doubt your boss is going to email you something and say, hey, this is due by midnight, and not call you, not try to get a hold of you in any other way. So it was up to us to kind of get on the website, look it up, see that it was. I mean, I looked at the assignment. I didn't watch the video. The second video, I watched the first one even, just to make sure there's nothing weird going on. The second video, not even the first, was the one that tells you your assignments have changed. The due dates are different now. And that seemed a little like it could have been handled differently, put it that way. I would appreciate some sort of a giant flaming email in my inbox that's just like screaming, hey, your assignments are due soon. Just to let you know, it's not Sunday. You've got a couple of hours as opposed to all week. I'm ranting. So I really appreciated this class. I thought it was very informative. I really like the idea of not only making a social media trademark, but also kind of branding yourself with your social online presence. I think the whole idea is very braceful. It's getting us ready for things that are going to be required. I hate tweeting. It's not my thing. I would not. I did Zanga in high school, and that was just about as far as I could get. And then nobody does Zanga anymore. Nobody does MySpace. So it almost seems like these things aren't going to stick around. But the way the world has morphed around Facebook, it seems like now everyone's starting to get it. That's the one that's really going to be here. And it'll get swallowed by something else. So it's all about staying up to date with different things. But that's my least favorite aspect about anything to do with art and networking is maintaining these profiles that I could kind of care less about sometimes, to be honest. If I could have like one of them that posts to all of them, that'd be nice. There's probably an app for that. If not, plenty of game designers in here. We could probably make an app for that. Just post to all of them. I don't want to go from one to the other, spend 3 hours making sure people know what I did all day. I really appreciate all my classmates. I will be commenting on your stuff here in a second. And have a happy rest of your degree, guys, if I don't see you again. If I do, then hit me up. My name's Chris Kirk, and I will be glad to talk to you about anything. Thanks.